Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for your attention. This is Michael Levitas from jurisq.com, and I'm back with the partners of law firm of Rosenberg Minc, who do construction accidents, Gary Silverstein and Jesse Minc. Gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. Welcome back.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you for having us back.
Today, we're going to talk about the last most important piece of a construction accident case, which is the actual settlement, the combination of all tremendous efforts of the attorneys and expert witnesses and the court, whoever's involved, to get maximum compensation for the injured party. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about the compensation, what goes into it, what you can get compensated for, the best strategies for a settlement. And before you start, Jesse and Gary, I just want to mention, because you're such renowned, I would say, authorities, you are giants of construction accident litigation, actual litigation, if need be, that you actually have other attorneys refer cases to you who don't have the same caliber of an office and staff to handle litigation. Because a lot of attorneys do settlements, a lot of attorneys do personal injury, car accidents, but not everybody does construction accidents. So I just want to, first of all, laud you for that you accept such cases. And if any attorney is watching us who does personal injury, they're welcome to refer cases to Rosenberg Minc.
Michael, before you move on to the next topic, let me just piggyback on something you just said. It's not only the personal injury firms that refer cases to us, it's workers' compensation firms.
Okay.
And what happens is that typically if a laborer, a union laborer or a non-union laborer, they have a construction accident, their first stop is at a workers' compensation firm. Our firm has been working with workers' compensations for 50 years, workers' compensation firms for long time, 5 decades, 6 decades, a long time we've been in business. And we get substantial referrals from the workers' compensation lawyers as well. So it's not only the run-of-the-mill personal injury law firms that refer us cases in the construction-related field. It's the workers' compensation specialists that seek our advice and our counsel, even if they're not sure if it's a case, just to vet it, to make sure that whether or not there is a possibility to bring an appropriate claim.
Right, understood. Okay, that's good to know. Okay, let's talk about compensation, gentlemen. How does it work?
That's my favorite part of the day, Michael. Thank you for bringing that up. It's that's what keeps the lights on and keeps the engines running.
Yeah, because Gary, if you guys don't win a case or if you don't settle, you don't get paid. So you actually, your interests are aligned with the client in getting maximum from the insurance companies.
Yeah, that's a great point. We're partners with our clients. We work together as a team on all elements and all phases of the case, of your case. And the most important thing that we offer here at Rosenberg Minc is the ability to fund your case. We're up against insurance companies that have unlimited resources. Our firm is not a small mom and pop firm. We're large enough to go ahead and fight the insurance companies based upon our years of experience, but we're local. We're not a national law firm. We handle these cases in New York State because we know what we're doing.
Right.
And toward that end, in order to go ahead and give you the maximum compensation that you deserve, we have experts. And Jesse will speak a little bit about how it is that whether it be an economist, a neurosurgeon, a neurologist, a psychologist, an MRI facility, how those types of experts that we have the resources to help fund illuminate and highlight your case so you get the maximum compensation. So Jess, why don't you speak a little bit about those types of experts that we utilize in our field to go ahead and get the construction worker, the laborer, maximum compensation?
Sure. Well, what you have to always keep in mind is that a lawsuit involving a construction accident is a story. and you need people to help you tell certain parts of your story.
Right.
The medical records contain the raw data about what happened to you when you fall and you go to the hospital. There's a record that's produced. Just putting that record before a jury and telling them my neck hurts, my back hurts, I can't think straight, that's not going to do it. What you got to do is you got to bring somebody in to tell the story of what actually happened to you and put the medical concepts into plain English that a jury can understand so that they can understand what you're going through. It also is something that you have to do in order to make sure that you pass muster under the legal requirements for getting compensated. Insurance companies are evaluating not only whether your case should deserve maximum compensation, but whether you have proven that you are entitled to that and whether you can stand up to the rules in court. So what we do, we have experts for the liability issues, meaning we have people that have expertise in construction that will explain to the jury what it is that the defendants did wrong in violating the law that caused your accident. Then, in terms of your injuries, there are different components of injuries and no injury is the same. We hire medical specialists. If you broke your ankle, we'll get you an orthopedic surgeon. If you had back surgery, we'll get you a spine surgeon. If you were earning a lot of money and now you can't go back to work to support your family, we will do one of two things or both. We will hire somebody called a vocational rehabilitation expert to tell why it is that your injuries will prevent you from going back to work, and an economist to put the loss into numbers that the jury can understand. There are all sorts of examples of this, but the point of the story is that you need storytellers to tell a story, and the experts are the storytellers. And they also persuade the insurance carrier that a jury is going to understand your story, and that's how you generate results.
Yeah,
I just want to ask a follow-up question. These experts sound expensive. Who pays for these experts?
We do. We pay on behalf of our clients. We front every penny of expenses in our cases. And if the case is not successful, that cost is on us. The financial risk is always on us. We only are reimbursed for the money we spend. It could be $5,000, it could be $500,000. It doesn't matter. Unless we win, we do not get it back from you. We never come to you with our hand out looking for a check.
The insurance companies have an idea of what they think the value of your claim is as a construction worker. It's our job and our obligation to when we represent you to go ahead and increase that, to maximize it. And the steps that Jesse's talked about, that's how we do it. By hiring the appropriate experts, whether it be the liability expert, whether it be an orthopedist, a neurologist, if you have a traumatic brain injury, getting you the appropriate MRIs and the testing that you need. If you can't go back to work and you are a union worker, we have economists that evaluate your past earnings, your future loss of earnings, your future loss of pension benefits, your future loss of Social Security benefits, all of which, when you start calculating the amount of money, that's what we do here, to increase your benefits, to increase the amount of compensation that you could expect. And we've been so successful over the many years that we've represented injured parties throughout New York State, wherever it is. If you've been involved in a construction accident, if you want a second opinion on these issues, if you feel like your law firm is not working for you hard enough, if you feel like your law firm is not listening to you, if you feel like your law firm's not taking your phone calls and listening to what you said, if you're not being prepared appropriately, that's what we're here to do. And Jesse and I have been doing this for a long time, and we listen to our clients. And when it comes to the settlements, if you're entitled to a multi-million-dollar settlement, this is the place to come to. We've settled millions and millions and millions of dollars, tens of millions of dollars in construction labor law cases at our firm.
It seems like, Gary, it seems like you take great pride in obtaining compensation for your clients, because they are victims. They're victims of somebody's negligence, correct? So it's not about just collecting money, collecting that paycheck. It's about making yourself whole after this horrible accident, right? Because you recover for pain, suffering, for lost wages. Maybe somebody was immobile for a period of time, and it's a way to actually also support your family if anything happened to you, correct?
Yeah, Michael, and it's a great point. I want to just raise one other issue.
Mhm.
Both Jesse and I, we become friends with our clients. We understand the process and how long it takes. Jesse's very fluent in Spanish. He handles a tremendous amount of
To find out soon. Mhm.
Yeah, so he handles a tremendous amount of Spanish clients, and I hear him on his cell phone. He's talking to the clients not only about the case, about the injury, how the children are, what are you doing
Right.
for Christmas? And this is what we do at our firm. We get involved with our clients so that they understand the process professionally and ethically, but not only that, we care about who we represent. And because we care about who we represent, you have my cell phone number. My wife says to me, why do you have to get a phone call on Saturday about a case? And I always take it. I always take it because I want to find out, to make the client understand that, there may be a situation, you're frustrated, it takes time, but we work through the process in order to go ahead and get you that compensation that you deserve.
Gary, thank you so much, and thank you for this segue. We're going to talk a bit about Spanish speakers because so many of workers that are working so hard in construction in New York State, are immigrants, and a substantial portion of these immigrants speak Spanish, and maybe that's their primary language. So now we're going to have actually an opportunity for Jesse to say a few words in Spanish, because before you do that, Jesse, I just want to point out, or maybe ask you, if a settlement is reached, does a immigration status have any bearing on whether or not the claimant, the plaintiff, can actually receive this money? So let's first answer in English, and then we're going to do the same question in Spanish to make it clear for the Spanish speakers.
Immigration status standing alone is completely irrelevant to your entitlement to compensation. The thing that may affect the outcome of your case, to be 100% honest to the people out there who are thinking about bringing a claim, or who may have a claim that's open, is if you've paid your taxes, you're entitled to the exact same benefit of a settlement as anybody else, whether or not you're here legally or illegally or otherwise. If you paid your taxes, you're going to be entitled to your lost earnings. If you haven't paid your taxes, you can still claim lost earnings, but it's a little bit trickier. That is really the only difference. But apart from that, for medical costs, for pain and suffering, your rights are exactly the same as somebody who is here with a green card or a passport.
Yeah, that's a great point that he raises.
Mm-hmm.
Let's exclude the economic issues.
Okay.
Your pain and suffering, whether or not you're an immigrant or if you've been in this country for 50 years or 30 years or wherever you were born, your pain and suffering, your loss of quality of life, your future pain and suffering, your past pain and suffering is the exact same. Immigration status means nothing when it comes towards the amount of suffering that you've had as a result of a construction, whether you've related accident, whether it be a fall from a ladder, fall from a scaffold, tripped over a hazardous condition, slipped on ice at a construction site, whatever the case may be, your immigration status does not have any impact whatsoever on your pain and your suffering, your lifestyle, your loss of life, quality of life.
Okay, thank you very much for this overview of settlements in a construction accidents case. Y ahora llegué tiempo para español. Perdóname, mi español es no perfecto, pero es bastante bien para una entrevista. Entonces, díganos por favor, Jesse, en su oficina, ¿usted puede hablar español con sus clientes?
Claro que sí. Todos mis clientes hispanohablantes hablan directamente conmigo. Yo no les envié a mi secretaria que habla español también, pero creo que es muy importante que el cliente sabe que el abogado comprende a su posición de su vida, de lo que está pasando con ellos específicamente día por día. Y yo estoy aquí para hablar con ellos sobre cualquier cosa en su idioma para que ellos se sienten que el abogado comprende lo que pasa a ellos.
Muy bien, gracias. En su opinión, status inmigratorio, si alguien va a recibir un pago para lesiones personales con accidentes de construcciones, ¿es posible obtener compensación sin status legal?
Sí, los derechos que tienen los inmigrantes no tiene nada que ver con su estatus legal.
Ok, muy bien.
Ellos tienen los derechos mismos que ciudadanos.
Ujú.
La única cosa que puede ser un poco complicado es ¿cómo se dice? El income perdido.
Ujú, ujú.
Si uno paga sus impuestos, no hay ningún problema, pero más o menos es lo mismo. Y su estatus de inmigración no tiene nada que ver con su derecho de hacer una demanda.
Ok,
Nada.
muy bien. Que gracias por su explicación y vamos a tener otros segmentos en español para hispanohablantes en área de ley de lesiones personales. Gentlemen, thank you so much. I got a chance to show off my Spanish a little bit. Was a little bit rusty. Thank you for that. Thank you everybody for your attention. We have discussed all 4 components of what goes into a successful personal injury construction accidents case. And we're going to bring back the fine attorneys from Rosenberg Minc in our future sessions to discuss all types of legal FAQs that have to do with personal injury. And again, all we're doing here is educating. If anybody needs a second opinion or you are unsure about what happens with your case, if you're unsure if you have a case after suffering a construction accident or a car accident, please feel free to call the phone number on the bottom of the screen. The compensation is free, and the attorneys from Rosenberg Minc will be glad to answer all your questions. Thank you so much, gentlemen. Jesse and Gary, I appreciate your time. We're going to see you again next time. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Have a great day.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you, Michael. Bye.